Today on Waking Up in America, I'm in Naperville, Illinois with Steve Reiner, a hair designer and a passionate biker who has built and rebuilt his life several times looking for happiness. Despite success and fun he enjoyed, Steve was left empty until he found the answer in service to others. He co-founded Halfway Hair, an organization that empowers teens in rehab to regain their self-confidence one strand at a time. I'm Tai Chi. At 19, I was a superstar and I was lost inside. I left it all behind, switched continents, and started all over. Years later, I found myself lost again, this time in the American dream. This is a story about awakening, about living the life you were created for, about going inward and discovering the joyous and purposeful person you and I are both meant to be. This is Waking Up in America. Steve, this is so cool that we're here in Naperville and outside. This is really great.
It's a beautiful day.
Thank you. Thank you for your willingness to be here and tell us your story.
Thanks for having me.
So I was doing a concert somewhere in this area, and I was on the stage and I said, look, I need someone to do my hair because I was shooting a music video, but I need someone good and someone kind and someone really good. And two ladies came to me afterwards and said, you got to go see Steve. I was like, okay. And they gave me the name of the salon. And I came to our host's house that night. And I said, Jana, do you know, my friend Jana, do you know people are recommending me to Steve from Innovations? She says, absolutely, you got to go see Steve.
Nice.
And there's Steve. And you did my hair, and we talked. The first time we talked, I remember it blew me away. And then I went on with my tour, and I kept talking about you in the concerts. Because you went from, I talk a lot about leaving the life that you are not, that you find yourself, find yourself stuck, and you have the courage, anyone, to change that and really find what is it that makes us alive, that gives us the purpose to live the way we are created to live. And I remember you telling me how you were working the head of the construction company, and then you decided, and this is just a really short version, you decided to go to beauty school. And I always imagined the day that you showed up at the site and said, okay guys, I'm going to the beauty school.
Actually, I didn't tell him. I was terrified to tell him.
I mean, that's exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I had a really hard time with telling people in the beginning, so I just kept it under wraps until I finished beauty school.
Wow, because that's such a huge turn. So take us back, take us to the beginning. Okay.
Well, concrete was an accident. I had a chance to go to college. I had a couple scholarships, and it wasn't for me. I had a hard time paying attention in school.
Okay, and what were you studying in college?
I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, wow.
Or I wanted to design clothes because I've always been a big guy and you don't find clothes that fit very well. So I thought maybe if I went in and did it myself,
interesting,
I could make my own.
Yeah, so there is a creative thing.
Yeah, I've always painted and sculpted and drew. My mom used to bring her girlfriends in my room when I went off to school and show them what I created the night before.
Oh.
So I definitely had some kind of talent there, but concrete was an accident. I took some time to make some money to go back to school and just started making so much money I never went back.
Okay, so there was money, but then you got good at what you were doing.
I got this attitude, I don't even know where it came from, that I would never let anybody be better than I was in concrete. If you carry one form, I'm carrying two. If you carry two, I'm carrying three. If you carry three, I'm going to run. I just would never let anybody, show me up. So I moved up the ladder really fast, and one day I woke up and, I was the head guy and had my own truck and crews and all that fun stuff.
How did that feel?
It was cool, I liked it, but I just never was real happy. I didn't feel like I was supposed to be here. I felt like I was living somebody else's life. Just didn't seem like the one that I thought of myself as having.
Right. Well, you kind of happened to it by accident, like you said.
Yeah.
But then you gave yourself this drive, this motivation, and you were succeeding, you were excelling.
Yeah, and got married, and that was one of my turning points, was with my wife. She was a hairdresser.
Okay.
So I got to go to a lot of hair shows with her, and she actually, when I had more hair, would use me in competitions.
Oh, nice.
And I thought that was really cool. So I actually started off thinking that I wanted to just go and compete in
As a hair designer.
Yeah. And you travel all over.
Okay, wait. Well, we skipped the day that you decided you were going to quit the concrete business and go into the beauty school. I want to know, like, what happened.
It was a stretch. You know, it wasn't just like one day. I was feeling it for a while, just not enjoying what I was doing anymore. I mean, the money was great, and it supplied me with, enjoyment, a house, toys,
I was going to
vacations.
say, yeah, so there's a certain lifestyle that comes with that, and
Yeah.
please forgive me if I'm making assumptions and correct me. But, when I first met you and you were doing my hair, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I can see how there's Steve in this role of a tough guy, head construction, pickup truck. I mean, I don't know, I'm just
Yeah.
like painting this picture, right? Beer, I don't know, like, please
Yeah, no,
paint,
that
paint
was
the
it.
picture, yeah.
That was it. I mean, I would say I was pretty tough. I had calluses that were, so thick I could put cigarettes out on my hand. And, if I cut myself deep in normal skin, I wouldn't even feel it because my calluses were so thick. So, but it was the booze and the partying and the fighting and, all the stuff that I was just getting sick of.
Oh, you were getting sick. Because it's easy to identify with it, and then it becomes your, almost like, protection,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I always said that a prerequisite to doing concrete is you have to be a good drinker. And I was drinking with the best, and it seemed like there was never a day that I didn't come home intoxicated from work, and it just wasn't any fun. It wasn't me.
So you had that sense inside that this is not who I am, this is not who I want to be.
Yeah.
Which is something that I believe all of us feel. Some of us then shove it under the carpet or say, no,
Just kind of just carry on because it's the easy thing to do. I mean,
To
going
keep
from
going.
concrete to hair wasn't really easy. But I just woke up one morning and I just said, I can't do it. I cannot do this anymore. I don't even want to go to work. And every time I tried to quit before, my boss would give me a raise, and give me money out of his pocket, and
that too. So
no,
yes.
here's some money, and and so
To
I would
keep
take
you
it.
there.
Yeah, and I told him a few times that I don't even like doing this anymore. And he's like, oh, here's some money in my pocket, and how about I give you another raise?
Because you were a very valuable worker, a very valuable
Yeah,
person, yes.
I think I was. I would like to think that I was well respected in
Yeah.
that field. I mean, there wasn't a lot of guys doing the kind of work that we did, so I can be proud of that. It sounds like it's bragging, but
No.
you worked to a certain point, and
yes, and you did say nobody was going to be better than you. So
Right.
you really put a lot of yourself into it. Okay, so now you're like you're listening to that nudge inside,
yeah,
and you listen to it, and you quit.
cold turkey.
Did the drinking go away too?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
quit
it
everything?
just was more socially, glass of wine with dinner,
Wow.
going out with friends and having, a few cocktails.
Okay, so now you find yourself in a beauty school.
Yeah.
And who were the other people that were right there with you?
All younger.
Ah,
They were all younger. I was like the oldest one there. And it was a culture shock, definitely, going from one of the hardest jobs in America to, the hair fashion industry. And, definitely was not prepared for that at all. But once I smoothed out, and it was awesome. I loved it.
okay, so here you are in the beauty school, and you loved it.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of your, creativity is now allowed to come.
Yeah,
Come
I started
out?
dreaming haircuts, and you
Wow.
know, it became part of my life, and it was an amazing transformation for me, you know, to wake up halfway through my life, I think, and change.
Probably on the outside, did you show that transformation, or was it more internal for you?
No, I showed it. Everybody got to see. Even the girls that I worked with, every now and then, most of the time, actually, they would stop what they were doing and turn around and go, "You can't say that. You can't do that. You can't act like that." You know, and because you know, here's this rough guy that now is trying to be in a fashionable industry, and you know, I still had my concrete attitude. So.
Yes, I mean, I have to say, the first time you did my hair, I was a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about, you know, Steve, you know, the guy, the Chicago charming guy, right? You know, doing, it's different. But that's why I loved because I sensed that you really loved it. You know, you were doing my hair because I felt you took care of me really beautifully. And okay, so now you're owning a salon with your wife.
Yeah.
And life is good.
Yeah, it's nice. Had a house downtown Naperville, which, you know, it's prestigious. But yeah, we had a great life, had a great dog, and, you know.
American dream.
American dream. But, you know, that it didn't last. It was like right after we got done completely decorating our salon, then we got divorced. And yeah, that was kind of a shock because I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know it was happening. So it's just, you know, we were better friends, party friends, than we were actual, you know, best friends. We weren't best friends. So it just had to happen, I guess.
So you had something you worked together toward, and now that wasn't there anymore, it kind of hit the
I'm
wall.
better friends with her now than I was back then.
And how did that? So now you're here. You thought you were going to have this dream life with your wife, hair salon, sharing the passion with your wife, and now she's gone.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Oh, it's terrible. I was in shock. I think I was numb for a while, a long time, and I actually opened a salon above a Mexican restaurant, like 5 stores down, and it would have been really great. I probably could have stayed there, and I got offered to buy the second floor of this building, and but it was just party central. That's all I did was I went back to partying hard and never made it home before 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and it was rough. And then,
so it was kind of the place where you knew how to fulfill your life.
Yeah, I kind of went back in time again to the rough and tough, crazy racing snowmobiles and.
And what did your parents think at this point, or your brother, or your siblings, or?
They just let it go, you know. They tried to just let me live it the way I want.
Any friends, even when you made the first switch from concrete to beauty school?
They were all behind me.
Oh,
they were all like,
good.
"Oh, that's awesome! I want to do your job." You know,
oh, that's good to have that support.
Yeah, it was good. But then when I closed my shop, I went to Innovations, where you were at today. And
why did you close that shop?
There were a lot of reasons. I was having difficulty just realizing where I was at. I felt like, once again, I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I finally decided that I had to get away from that. It was terrible. I mean, I was just a wreck. I mean, I lost a lot of weight, and I was partying really hard, and that just seemed like it was like where I was at. So.
And you listened again.
Yeah, I listened to myself finally, and I went to Innovations. I had a big breakdown after I got there, but I kind of say it's like when you're in a boat and you're flying across a lake, and you got this big wake behind you, and when you stop that boat really fast, that wake comes and hits you. That was kind of like what happened to me, and I couldn't even get out of bed, and it was horrible. But I went and sought some help from a doctor, and she took care of it and made me feel better. And from that point on, you know, I started moving forward, and really dove into my work.
You have this ability. I don't know how do you identify, some people say grace, some people say I have an angel, some people say just from within, and they listen. They're really willing to listen.
People feel sorry for themselves. I was feeling sorry for myself, and I think that I got to a certain point to where I was like, feeling sorry for yourself isn't going to do you any good. It's not going to get you, it's not going to land you that awesome job. The perfect girl isn't going to come into your life. Feeling sorry for yourself doesn't do anything but slow you down. Actually, I took myself off the medication that I was prescribed because I just got sick of, having a crutch. So I decided one day that I was going to wean myself. So I just started slowly, skipping days and breaking pills in half, and until I was done.
And I know I have several viewers who always ask me questions. How do I deal with my depression? And there's a lot of experts out there, but I always love to ask someone like you, who it seems like you made your own medicine, because I believe that we know what's best for us.
Yeah.
So what was, like you said, exercise, or what were the concrete steps that?
Exercise was a big one. I found one of the things that I was missing was helping other people. And a friend asked me if I wanted to volunteer to cut hair for the poor in East Aurora, which is a really bad part of town. Most people won't even go down there. And I said, yeah. And I went down there and I cut these little kids' hair that were crying, and these older men that had nothing, people living on the street, and I was cutting their hair. And they were getting shampooed and then coming over to me. There were doctors there and dentists and
oh, beautiful.
And makeup people and fingernails and blow drying, and I just thought that was like incredible that we could help these people that have nothing. And so yeah, I volunteered to start doing that, and I found that helping them and seeing what they're going through, and then seeing what I was going through, was like, seriously? Like,
yeah, it seems like, and I hear this a lot from different guests, stepping out of your, not the voice, the whisper inside that you need to follow, but stepping out of this ego, this game that we play, and actually providing service, seeing how you can, with just showing up the way you are, like with your gift of cutting hair, through that giving, you come alive.
Yeah, it's very rewarding to help these people, and I know that really helped out. And the second year I did it, some of the little kids that I cut the year before come running over to me. And as I was cutting their hair, their mom started crying, and she goes, I was like, well, when did they have the haircut last? And she goes, last year when you did it.
Oh. And tell me about the Halfway Hair.
Halfway Hair is an organization that me and a few other hairdressers started. We would go to halfway homes, recovery homes for heroin, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and we do hair for them. And they're usually under 19 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And we go in and we talk to them how there's a better way of life without drugs and alcohol and pills. And
so it sounds like to me you make them feel significant, you make them feel like they matter.
Yes.
That they're not forgotten.
Yeah, and they always send us home with a bunch of notes, saying, oh my God, this was amazing. I thought it was going to be stupid, but it was just incredible. And so yeah, it's one of those things where you wake up on a Sunday morning and you go, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm just killing my whole Sunday. And then you get there and you see these girls sitting there waiting on you, and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm here for.
Sounds like church.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. Just like church.
Absolutely, showing up where you're needed. Absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, and so now here's Steve, who does my hair every time I come to Chicago. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I love the curls. I love it. And then you ride a Harley, You're that biker guy with loud music on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to keep a little bit of it inside, you know.
I just love that you are who you are. It doesn't matter that, you know, when I share this, your story with people, they go, wow, that's odd. No, it's beautiful. Why would we all have to fit one picture, one box, one image, right? Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
And that's what I love. No matter how incredible and, you know, you have all these great things about you. And it's all just wonderful because of who you are inside. And it shows through.
Thanks.
Thank you for being who you are and having courage.
And thanks for letting me tell my story.
Absolutely. Steve is comfortable to show up the way he is. He courageously stepped out of his life's patterns and started to use his skills, his talents, and even his vulnerability to help others. And now, when he gets on his Harley, he turns up the music and rides feeling fully alive and filled with purpose.
It's a sunny day, and I'm gonna go away all by myself. I can drive if I want to, I can stop, I can take the freeway, all the little country roads.
I hope the stories featured here on Waking Up in America are helping you to wake up from living somebody else's dream or expectation and living the life that you are created for. And remember to share them with someone out there because you never know when this particular story might change their life. Thank you so much, and don't forget to join us on wakingupinamerica.net and on our Facebook group. See you next time.